Welcome students. Today our topic is electrical welding. In the previous lecture we had discussion about resistance welding, which is a part of the electric welding. Now we are again look through the classification of electric welding process. Electric welding is classified into two categories, that is resistance welding and arc welding. And the resistance welding which we discussed earlier, this resistance welding containing spot welding, seam welding, projection welding, butt welding, and the butt welding has a two part, that is upset butt welding and flash butt welding. And the arc welding section which is containing two part, that is metal arc welding, carbon arc welding, atomic hydrogen arc welding and helium argon welding. Now, in the electric arc welding is the process of joining two metallic pieces or melting of metal is obtained due to the heat developed by the arc stuck between an electrode and the metal to be welded, or between the two electrodes as shown in figure. You can see easily in the figure we have our work cable here and electrode cable here, and it is that electrode holder, and if we are producing arc here which is producing aura that work. Now in this process an electric arc is producing by bringing two conductors connecting to a suitable source of electric current momentarily in contact and then separated by a small gap. Arc blues due to ionization and gives intense heat. Now, the heat so developed is utilized to melt the part of workpiece and filler metal and thus forms the welding. In this method of welding, no mechanical pressure is employed. Therefore, this type of weld is known as, or we can say that it is also known as non-pressure welding. The length of the arc required for welding depends upon the following factor. The first one is the surface coating and the type of electrode used. Second, the position of welding, and third is the amount of current which we are using in the welding process. Now, electric arc welding is intensively used for the joining of metal parts, the repair of fracture casting and the filling by the deposition of new metal on base metal, etc. Various type of electric arc welding are carbon arc welding, metal arc welding, atomic hydrogen arc welding, inert gas metal arc welding and a submerged arc welding. So these are the types of the electric arc welding. Now first we are seeing that carbon arc welding. It is one of the process of arc welding in which arc is stuck between two carbon electrodes or the carbon electrodes and the base metal. The simple arrangement of carbon arc welding is shown in figure. You can see easily here. Here we have the electrode and we have the base metal, and arc is produced between this carbon electrode and the base metal. In this process of welding, the electrodes are placed in an electrode holder used as a negative electrode and the base metal being welded as positive. Unless the electrode is negative relative to the work, due to high temperature there is a tendency of the particles of carbon will fuse and mix with the base metal, which cause brittleness. DC is preferred for the carbon arc welding since there is no fixed polarity maintained in case of AC. In carbon arc welding, carbon or graphite rod are used as electrode. Due to longer life and low resistance, graphite electrodes are used and thus capable of conducting more current. The arc produced between electrode and base metal heat the metal to the melting temperature. On the negative electrode is 3200 degrees centigrade and on the positive electrode it is 3900 degree centigrade. This process of welding is normally employed where condition of filler metal is not required. The carbon arc is easy to maintain, and also the length of the arc can be easily varied. One major problem with the carbon arc is its instability, which can be overcome by using an inductor in the electrode of 2.5 centimeter diameter with the current of about 500 to 800 ampere employed to the deposit large amount of filler metal on the base metals. The advantage of the carbon arc welding is the heat developed during the welding can be easily controlled by adjusting the length of the arc. It is quite clean, simple and less expensive when compared to the other welding process. Easily adaptable for automation. Both the ferrous and non-ferrous metal can be welded. These are the advantage of the carbon arc welding. Now it also have some disadvantages. It is input current required in this welding for the workpiece to be rise its temperature to melting or welding temperature is approximately double to the metal arc welding. In case of ferrous metal, there is a chance of disintegrating the carbon at high temperature and transfer to the weld, which cause harder weld deposit and bitterment. The separate filler rod can be to be used in any filler metal is required. These are the disadvantages and the application. When we look to the application of this carbon arc welding, it can be employed for the welding of stainless steel with thinner gauges. Useful for the welding of thin high grade nickel alloy and for galvanized steel using copper, silicon, manganese alloy filler metals. So these are the application. Now here we have the metal arc welding. In metal arc welding, the electrode used must be of the same metal as that of the workpiece to be welded. The electrode itself from the filler metal. The electric arc is struck by bringing the electrode connected to a suitable source of electric current momentarily in contact with the workpiece to be welded and withdrawn apart. The circuit diagram for the metal arc welding is shown in figure. You can see here we have that flux coated metal and we have the workpiece here, and we just put the arc on this workpiece. The arc produced between the workpiece and the electrode resulting high temperature of the order of 2400 degrees centigrade at the negative metal electrode and 2600 degrees centigrade at the base metal, or we can say that on the workpiece. The high temperature of the arc metal, the metal as well as the tip of the electrode, then the electrode melts and deposited over the surface of the workpiece from complete weld. Both AC and DC can be used for the metal arc welding. The voltage required for the DC metal arc welding is about 50 to 60 volt, and for the AC metal arc welding it is about 80 to 90 volt. In order to maintain the voltage drop across the arc less than 13 volt, the arc length should be kept as small as possible, otherwise the weld will be brittle. The current required for the welding varies from 10 to 500 ampere depending upon the type of the work to be welded. The main disadvantage in the DC metal arc welding is the presence of arc blow, that is distortion of arc stream from the intended part due to the magnetic forces of the non-uniform magnetic field. With AC, arc blow is considerably very low. For obtaining good weld, the flux coated electrode must be used, so the metal which is melted is covered with slag producing non-oxidizing gas or a molten slag to cover the weld and also stabilize the. Now when we give the comparison between resistance welding and the arc welding, so here we have the comparison between these two. These are the source of the supply is AC only in the resistance welding. When in case of arc welding we have DC or we have AC single phase and three phase both. The head develop and maintain due to flow of contact resistance. In the arc welding, the heat developed is mainly due to the striking of arc between electrodes or an electrode and the workpiece. In the resistance welding, the temperature attained by the workpiece is not so high, but in the arc welding, the temperature of the arc is so high, so proper care should be taken during the welding. External pressure is required in the resistance welding, but in the arc welding, no external pressure is required. Hence, the welding equipment is more, or we can say that the overall welding process is more simple and easy to control. In the resistance welding, filler metal is not required to join two metal pieces, but in the arc welding, we required filler metal or a suitable filler electrodes are necessary to get proper welding strength. In the resistance welding, it cannot be used for repair work. It is used for mass production only. But in the arc welding, it is not suitable for mass production, but it is suitable for the repair work and where more metal is to be deposited. In the resistance welding, low power or we can say the power consumption is very low in resistance welding, but in the arc welding the power consumption is high, and the operating power factor is low in resistance welding, but in the arc welding operating power factor is high. Bar, roller or flat type electrodes are used in resistance welding, but bare or coated electrodes are used in arc welding. So these are the comparison between resistance welding and the arc welding. Now, when we look to the defects in welding which we are using to join two metal piece, so it has some defect, like a weld not properly welded is a defective weld. A properly made weld should have a following characteristics, like the weld should not crack in the bend test. It should not contain scum or slag embedded in the weld. Its appearance should be ripple-like and not spongy. It should not have cavities and the grain size should be uniform. Overcurrent tries to dissolve scum in the weld, while undercurrent tries to give crack in the weld. If electrode distance from the weld is varying, this give or it cause the unevenness of the weld. That's all for today. In the next class, we are discussing about the illumination.